And good evening, and welcome back to the UK Open 3. Dan, we're in the final round.
Round 8?
Round 8, and we've gone really well for time, actually. It's just 6 PM here, so we've managed to fit them in really quickly. The players have moved along nice and fast, and not been any issues, actually. It's been a really fun event. I was chatting to the head judge earlier, some of the players between the rounds, while we were just waiting after Tom did what Tom did, and everyone's pretty chill and happy. We have the final round. We've gone to table 1, and somehow it's 2 players we haven't featured already. But it is 2 decks that we've seen, and I think this is going to be, looking at this is going to be the pinnacle of how to play them. I have full expectation here of a really top match. If you want to just go into that a bit more.
So first off, we're going to be watching Dark Warrior versus Thunder Dragon. So the Dark Warrior is the wrong minion deck that we saw earlier in the day, and then Thunder Dragon we also saw earlier in the day. Looking at the matchup, as we noticed with the Dark Warrior against Ping Zhao, Dark Warrior deck doesn't require too much searching. So we're going to see Colossus having much less effect here, which makes Titan a lot more valuable. So it'll be interesting to see how that interaction works. Overall, the Thunder Dragon player, Michael, has Ash Blossoms in his main deck and Impermanences in his main deck, but those are the only forms of interaction he has. Those should be relatively strong. Ash Blossoming a Armageddon Knight can be really impactful.
Absolutely.
The same with Impermanence. Both of those work the same against Armageddon Knight. And Armageddon Knight is really a key piece to the Dark Warrior deck. The Dark Warrior deck, again, this is a deck which is very much focused. It has a game plan. It is going to play its game plan.
And it's 60 cards again as well, isn't it?
So it's a 60 card list. It's very similar to the one that we saw the last time. It might actually be identical.
I think there's some differences, but
the main deck looks the same. The side deck looks similar. There's an Isolde in the extra deck which wasn't in the last one. But otherwise they're like very close to being the same.
Now, what's interesting about this table 1 as well, because of the way the rounds have gone, obviously some people draw, that kind of thing, Zekia is very far ahead on points. He's the only undefeated player at the moment, and the way the pairings have gone, because Michael is currently what we call X01, which means he's drawn 1 round and not lost any. However, if Zekia wins or draws this event, he should win the whole thing, because he should be ahead on points.
But
he's going to want to win out, and we haven't told him that.
These guys are playing to try and be the UK Open champion.
Absolutely, there's a lot of bragging rights.
Again, outside of Nationals, this is the largest UK event in the year. So it's a lot of prestige for this, and I'd say there's going to be a lot of pressure on these guys.
Absolutely. I was speaking to them a little bit before, and I felt quite bad for Zekia because his game just finished. It was the last game to finish, and then we quickly went, right, okay, I know you want to feature, and he was like, oh, okay, no problem. But he, he's no stranger to it, top tier level. He's played really well, and I think he's just going to go straight in. And I think both are quite experienced players.
But both of these decks, as we've seen, can have a lot of interaction. So it should hopefully be a really nice kind of interactive matchup where we see them going back and forth.
Absolutely. So we're going to head over to the table now, because understand they have drawn their hands, and Zekia won the dice roll and will be going first. So let's just quickly let them know they can start, and I'm going to bring up their hands now. So looking at Zekia's first, so that's what Zekia's, that is. So he has Armageddon Knight.
It's Armageddon Knight, Called by the Grave. That's going to be a really tough hand to beat.
He's got the Danger Snake as well.
He has...
I always say it wrong.
He has Tsuchinoko from the Danger archetype, and then he also has a Living Fossil and a World Legacy Succession.
A fantastic hand.
It seems really strong. Impermanence is the only card that Michael has in the main deck that can really interact with this
and
at all.
He didn't have it. Looking at his hand, he's got Soul Charge, Monster Reborn, and we can just see there, Zekia's going off. He knows the deck really well. He's already in Swiss Soul, so we'll come over that now. So we've had the Armageddon Knight send Mali send Mali into the Isolde, and I don't think he searched off it. I can see. No, he's just going straight for the send effect.
So Isolde is going to send 4 equip spells, as we've seen multiple times so far, in many different decks at this stage. But and so I assume she's going to summon an Armageddon Knight. And there we go.
And there goes the effect again.
And
that's into Strudo.
And again, we're seeing a lot of the same cards reoccurring. The format is a very broad format, but we see a lot of key cards that are enabling different strategies. So like the Danger Engine, we're seeing it in Burning Abyss, we're seeing it with the Dark World deck, We're even seeing it in decks like this.
Yep.
Then Malicious, we're seeing it in Burning Abyss, we're seeing it in the Hero deck. So there's a lot of cards that are being used in decks, and often being used together, but we're seeing a lot of different strategies coming out with that, which I think is really interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So I think that he's used all... Oh, and that's into
Dawn Dragster.
Yeah.
So Dawn Dragster, once per turn, you can reduce its level by 1, I believe. It's 1 or 2,
isn't it? Yeah.
To negate a spell or trap card.
And there's a Succession as well.
This is giving him protection from impermanence as well. Yeah, so Succession, summon another Armageddon Knight.
Yeah.
So even though the deck's 60 cards, doesn't really matter. We're just going to send most of them to the graveyard with Armageddon Knight. We Space Insulator again. Space Insulator is a really interesting card. It had been seeing a lot of play. So it can bring itself back not on the turn that it was summoned.
Yeah.
But it had been played a lot national season. It was seeing a lot of play in decks. It's kind of fallen off now, but this deck clearly finds a lot of value from it.
And that's a Living Fossil, I believe?
Yeah, Living Fossil. Armageddon Knight?
Wow. And he's going straight in. And this is really a testament to the quality of play, you know. Zeki is going a bit heat. You can see him checking every time. Michael's just quite calm. He knows what the deck does. He doesn't need to read the cards. He's just like, yep, that's fine. I know what's going on.
Yeah, so Michael wants to just see, is Zacchaeus able to establish his board?
Yeah.
If he is, then sure. Otherwise, he hopefully should be able to interact. He has some interesting cards. He has a Monster Reborn in hand, which could be quite impactful. Even taking something like the Dawn Dragster here might be able to give him a bit of a leg up. I don't think Dawn Dragster is really helpful here, but just as an example.
I think it's just an additional card that's giving Zeki some kind of interaction on his opponent's turn.
So we see the usual double Phantom Knights using the Shade Brigandine in order to special summon Boots. We add back the sword. We have Tsuchinoko in hand. There's no real stakes here. Either way he gets the snake, he just wants to see if he gets
It's how he gets it, yeah.
So Tsuchinoko summons it off its own effect. This could be relevant because...
Oh, here we go. This is the play. So there goes the Rongomniad, and now he uses the effect, and it has 5 materials.
5 materials. So it's not going to be able to wipe the board.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's putting a lot of pressure on the board. I don't know if Michael can survive the turn.
Spell traps getting negated. Rongomniad's unaffected by anything, and he can't summon. He can set monsters.
He can set monsters. So he can set the Thunder Dragon Matrix.
Yeah. Now, when we were coming into this one, with a lot of people saying that the Danger Burning Abyss deck was going to be the most popular. So the Danger Dark Ward, sorry.
Yeah.
With its ability to win first turn, and the way it loops with Firewall and things like that. But we can see here another deck just doing incredibly well, and he's going for the standby phase detach. I think it's going to go.
It's opponent's end phase.
It's opponent's end phase, sorry. But he's going to attach the Boots, which makes a lot of sense because Boots is the one of those equips of materials that can actually do something in the opponent's turn.
Yeah, 100%.
Or in his turn, sorry, searches for the trap.
Yeah, so we've seen a very diverse format for this event, and overall it's a very high power format. We've seen a lot more low power formats recently compared to this. A lot of players moved away from the Danger Dark World deck. Once it's a known deck, it is more prone to hand traps, as we've seen.
Yeah.
But also a lot of players prefer these playstyles. So you see players like Tom, who prefer to have an interactive playstyle, and even the Rongomniad deck. You have more that you can do rather than the single Cannon Soldier strategy. Which leads to much more interesting gameplay, I think. We see Destrudo coming back. I mean, at the same time, this deck is doing crazy stuff.
Oh, it's incredible boards. And
so Destrudo comes back, puts himself to the bottom of the deck.
He's never gone for long. And there's the RZ. And has he got the Mare again? Yes, he does.
Yeah. And Michael says, you're not seeing my deck. They've probably been playing beside each other throughout the tournament. So presumably Zacchaeus knows that Michael is on Thunder Dragons.
Yes. They were on, I believe last round they were on tables next to each other, so they should know.
Generally at regionals, you're going to pay attention to the guys on either side of you because you're probably playing them in the next few rounds.
Yeah, when you're at the bigger events like the large-scale regionals like this or YCS, you may go the first couple of rounds not know him, but then after a bit, once the rounds start filtering through, the top players especially know what each other are playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'd expect it anyway because they strategize for what's going to be the expected meta.
Often even the players will know each other. Yeah. And they already know what deck the other is likely to be on.
There's something I just saw there which I thought was interesting, is the Gem, because Michael is playing the Brilliant Fusion.
Yes.
And he's gone for Gem Knight Amber, which is a Thunder Gem Knight as well, which I think is a great choice.
So the Brilliant Fusion Thunder Dragon build is something that's been floating about for a little while now. Mm-hmm. Again, you're playing Amber because
it's a Thunder.
It's a Thunder. And then you're also able to summon Gem Knight Prismora.
Yep.
Which is a card that, up until the Thunder Dragon deck came out, it wasn't really considered at all.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're seeing it being played a lot in these. Again, it'll be interesting to see what sort of board Michael is able to build going first. Presumably, Zacchaeus is going to bring in evenly matched, probably Artifact Lancia as well, because Lancia just says, "Hey, look, Thunder Dragons, let's calm down."
Now he's got the Dragón Lockbird as well. I think he'd be at risk of oversiding if he put the cherries in. I don't think he has any targets for it.
He does not have targets for the cherries.
And I get that, because the thing is, you can run the risk of oversiding, and you do then hit your deck's entry. But the downside here for Zekia is he is running a 60-card deck.
Yes.
So when you do run the numbers, and a lot of the top players will tell you that they run the statistics of how their hands are going to go. And I think that when you have a 60-card deck, that takes a big hit.
Yeah. What I would expect Michael to side in here, he has one Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos is pretty good in this matchup.
But the danger still activate, which I find...
The danger is still activate, yes.
But that's about it.
But the Armageddon Knight is suddenly a terrible card.
Especially if you chain. Because that's the thing, is if he has if he goes Armageddon Knight effect and he chains the macro, that's just going to absolutely ruin Zekia's day. But at the same time, it's a one...
Well, he can send any card from his deck.
Yeah.
So it's not the absolute worst thing ever.
And has he got the Nightmare to edit back? No. I was just seeing if he could... What ways he has... So he has to draw into
he just has to hard draw.
Right, okay. I know some decks, not this one so much, but I know the decks can do it now.
We have seen some fantastic top decks and draw.
Oh no!
He opens the Macrocosmos.
He's opened the macro, he's got Gold Suck.
And he also has Batteryman Solar. This seems like a really good hand.
This is Michael's hand now. And
no, he has to be worried if...
Zekia's got no...
Zekia has no interaction.
Sorry, we were just waiting on... it's not come through, it's waiting on Judge to send it.
That looks like a Lancia in Zekia's hand.
That is indeed a Lancia.
Yeah, so Lancia will interact with Gold Suck.
There it is. As we say, but he has got Militia, Silent Boots, Nessie, and Tsuchinoko. So it's still not that.
It's not the ideal
No.
hand. It does not contain Mr. Armageddon.
It all depends on what the snake does. If it hits the right card, if he hits the melee, he could potentially...
No, because Macrocosmos.
Oh, of course, Macro. Yeah. Oh, this is going to actually be horrible for Zekia.
Yeah. Macrocosmos is a really good card.
He opened Macro.
We have a Colossus sitting on the board in defense, 2 Satch. Go ahead,
question
sir.
Is Zekia going to see this coming? I don't think he is.
I mean, do you anticipate the one of Macrocosmos in this format?
Now, just out of interest, because, you know, it's been a while. Is Michael running Helios the Primordial Sun?
He is not.
No, because he could have summoned that from deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have loved to have seen that.
It would be a cute combo. I'm not sure if it exactly...
I don't think it would help.
Helps his strategy.
No.
But, we see the Macrocosmos.
Yeah. Which is one of my favourite interactions, the fact you can Solemn Warning Macrocosmos. Yeah. I've always loved that fact you can do that.
Regardless of whether or not there is a monster that can be summoned.
Yeah.
The activation of the card.
I love those old interactions. I think they're great. But yeah, this is just going to absolutely... And he hit the Malicious as well.
That could be quite big.
I think it... Well, I don't see how... He's going to have to go for the Phoenix, but it's going to cost him so much in what he's going to have to get rid of to do it.
Yeah, the Phoenix does not seem ideal here.
No.
There's not really much else he can do to clear it at the moment, I don't think. He does have a Fog Blade in the hand by the looks of it. It doesn't clear it. He does just have to bite the bullet and say, look, if I want to clear the Macrocosmos, I need to make
I'm trying to remember that it's been a long while since I've done proper deck building. It's terrible, but I've got to admit that I have people help me often. But like the odds of having macro in your hand in a 40-card deck, going first, no extra draw because obviously we're in the later Masters now. I don't. That's incredible. Yeah. If there's one time you want it to happen, it is now in the final round where you know the winner is going to be the top person of this event. That's the thing, is we can kind of call it a final in its own way, but it is the last round of the event as well.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder if that's happened in any other rounds of this event, because that's just incredible. Yeah, Zeki is just pointing at it, just going, well, I'm kind of done. I don't see how he's going. That's an autonomous action unit. Is he going to go for the Lancia?
I mean, the Lancia won't do much here.
No, he's gone for the
Battery Man Solar. Okay. Is there anything he can do here? Can he... I guess he can Unicorn to shuffle it back?
Yeah. No, because it's level 3 still, so it's going to be...
He clears the Battery Man Solar out of the grave.
Yeah, well...
Autonomous action unit is banished here.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to use... Oh, yeah. We'll just quickly inform them. It shouldn't affect the game too much.
Snake is discarded. Banished. It will special summon itself.
And there goes the spell. Yep. Great work by Luke today. He's been a fantastic judge on the table. Really quick on spotting these things, and fantastic credit to him. And all our judges have been really good.
One Colossus in defense, plus a few Thunders in grave that he can banish.
Bowl load, I guess. But he should be running Bowl load, surely.
He is playing Boral Sword.
He's not running Bowl load.
He doesn't have space in the deck.
That is a big problem. Yeah, but that would have been the ideal card now.
Boral would be quite good.
He has one card in hand. How many Thunders does he have in grave? 2, 3?
He has 2 Thunders in grave, so he has a Roar and a Matrix. Okay.
So Boral's not going to do much. He's going into Unicorn. That makes a lot, of course.
Yeah. But that still doesn't solve the game here.
No, it's still going to have a very hard next turn. I don't think he can do too much. Seki's going to take Michael's going to take 2200.
It's unfortunate that he had to banish the boots, the Phantom Knight boots, for summoning the Phoenix, because it would be great to recur it off the Fogblade. Yeah. So a Thunder Dragon Fusion might be nice here.
That would be... I think he's had enough... Actually, did he open Fusion or did he use it already? I can't remember. Because I think he had... Hang on. He had Fusion in his opening hand, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he did. Has he used it?
It should be the set card on his field.
Oh, okay. Yes, it would be. So he has got that. And the players are just stopping... Oh, no, is he just thinking?
He has 2 cards. What's he going to do?
Instant Fusion.
Kaminari attack.
Okay. So he could go here for the Titan, potentially.
Well, presumably he wants to.
Oh, he's gone for the
Personalized Restrict. Nice.
Yeah.
So taking the Unicorn, and then linking away for Linkuriboh. Again, this card just keeps coming up. Yeah. Linkuriboh is...
and he's obviously taken 1,000 for that, so Michael's now down to 4,800. Mm-hmm. And there goes Linkuriboh.
So Nessie is now 0 attack. Yeah. She's gone from being a small monster to an even smaller monster.
Was that Howley drew?
That is Roar, right?
Roar, yeah.
Gets back Matrix. I think we're expecting a Colossus here.
No. Oh.
Yeah. So he summons and tributes it.
I didn't get to see effect in grave.
I don't know the relevance to setting it, but...
it has to be on field, doesn't it?
Sure, but that's over summoning
it. He somehow has dimensional barrier set, which he doesn't, but we'll pretend he does.
Like round effects, like...
There's probably something.
It doesn't play around barrier, but it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah. Denko's not exactly going to help him here, is it?
Sure. So Matrix searched another Matrix. Colossus is going to beat over Nessie.
A lot of damage.
2,600 damage. Which is reasonable.
It's nothing to sniff at.
Like we've reached this kind of simplified game stage that I really love to see.
Yeah, it's honestly where how far they've gone off in the combos, all the things they've done, and then we come back to this big monster, deal with it. And did you take the Vion?
That is a good card.
Wow.
But he does have a Malicious banished, right?
1 Malicious is banished, and there's number 2 coming out to number 3 now. Yes. He has used the Soldo already, I believe.
Isolde was...
No, that was the last game. That was the previous game. So, but he has used autonomous action unit, so he has to have at least. He will need all 4 in the grave really to do something because he's got Phoenix Blade, Overdone Burial, Living Fossil, and different dimension reincarnation left in deck.
Here comes Isolde.
Yeah. Is he going to search?
Going to activate effect. Do you have a response? He says. Nope. You're fine. Good to go. Send 4 equip spells.
Of course, yeah.
And here comes Armageddon Knight. So I don't know.
It may be something else. You don't know. It probably is, but you don't know.
I mean, yes, he can summon a level 4 warrior monster. We're probably summoning.
Yeah.
I mean, you can summon your elemental hero, like Clayman, if you want.
Well, that's. I mean, Avian.
He's a big guy.
Stratos, we have him back now.
You could summon Stratos, destroy your opponent's back row.
See, these are the things we've got to look out for.
And he has opted to summon Armageddon Knight.
Yep.
So again, Armageddon Knight is such an impactful card.
Yeah.
The fact that this deck has almost a toolbox at its disposal, it can summon Destrudo. So Destrudo gives him a lot of options.
Yeah.
He can summon Black Rose Moonlight Dragon to return Colossus to the hand. He can summon Yazi. Or he can also...
Well, into his level 7 synchros as well.
Summon F.A. Dawn Dragster.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options there. It'll be interesting to see. Or else he can even just Link Summon. He now has access to Boral Sword. So he can Boral Sword, beat over for damage.
The problem once again comes into it that Boral Load, I feel, here would have been better because he could have just taken a monster. Because there's going to be a lot of funders in that grave.
Yeah, I would expect to see...
Yazi for the Mare. And he's getting the back row, which is the fun, the fusion.
Simplify the board stage.
Yep. And he's down now to 2750, so that's...
Will we see a Ghost Ogre for the Mare? I don't think so,
no.
Because unfortunately Michael is not playing Ghost Ogre. Here comes Mare.
So here we actually get to see Mare do its full thing.
Mare is such an interesting card because, again, its effect is really powerful, but we haven't really had any formats in the TCG where it's been able to fully kind of establish itself in the format.
Yeah. So you summoned 3 tokens at the moment, so it's now down to level 4, I believe. Yeah, because Mare's level 7, so yep.
Yep, correct. And I mean, once you have so many monsters on the field, there's so many possibilities for what you can go into.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's exhausted his Unicorn, he's exhausted his Phoenix, right? So he's starting to run out of the generic links to Climb Tree.
I mean, he's got Link Karibo, which is a good start.
Sure, Link Karibo is a pretty good card.
Could he Link Karibo to reduce the attack to 0 to just do lots of damage?
Link Karibo is only when a monster attacks.
Oh, when it attacks, of course, yes. Once again, I'm just terrible today.
No, it's, I'm sure I've made.
That's why we have 2 of us to catch each other up.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just tracking to make sure we know what Mare's at.
Yep.
Space Insulator, Link Karibo flying away to create Phantom Knights. Yeah.
As they would.
Yeah, just makes sense. When I get my Space Insulator and my Link Karibo and I mash them together, bam. It's a rusty shield.
That's how it works, like in alchemy or anything like that, I'm sure.
Yes, I think so. I think we're really pondering the more meaningful things in life right now. Alchemy, classic. You know.
So he's gonna. Now this is an interesting point as well. He now has 2 level 4s with the Shade Brigadine and the Mare.
Yes.
So this just opens up so many options in. And really it tests
the Shade Brigadine is not currently live because there's a Fogblade in
It can banish to summon, and he'll have a level 3 then as well.
Yeah.
But this really attests, like I said, the importance of...
We accidentally banished the Tsuchinoko.
It's a strong card, but not that good. But this is it, is, the deck builder, and really with the extract, having 15 spaces, really, how wisely use that is so important.
Yes. Yeah, again...
Oh, he's got Moonlight Rose Dragon. Did I miss that?
Yes.
Wow. Yep. So that returns it to extract, and that might be game because the Shade Brigadine's I think 1400. I've got a feeling Shade Brigadine's 1400 attack.
So he needs
it's
to
been
be
a while
4-8.
since.
Moonlight Rose is 24. Michael is not looking like somebody who is in a favorable position right now. You're looking for a rusty.
No, I'm looking for the trap.
Oh.
Because the trap can summon it.
Yeah.
And it is... Oh, no, 0 attack. Okay.
Yeah. No.
That would probably be a bit too much.
Boots. Offering 200 points.
Which he can summon for free as well.
Yeah. Does he have anything he can summon with it and the token.
No. He's made Phoenix already.
If he can get another level 3, he can go into Breaksword. But he doesn't have any generic Link monsters left at this point.
So you summon it in defense position.
Yep. Is he just going to push for damage?
Yeah, he's 2100, 45.
Oh, he can...
He leaves him on 100 life points at this stage. Has he got snow?
He's adding back Phoenix Blade.
So that's 300, that's the game. He leaves him on 100 on that damage.
He's linking in for... he can't summon Boral Sword. He has to summon Firewall because Boral Sword is effect monsters.
Of course. And then that should be it. It's 25, and that's
game.
game. So Zakia wins
undefeated.
Yep.
At UK Open Tree.
Does it.
Playing Dark Warrior, one of the kind of like sleeper decks for the event. You know.
Yeah.
It had been doing well at events.
It wasn't as hyped, I think, as the other decks were.
Yes, exactly.
And it really played well. And I'm glad to see that Zakia just showed why he's done so well in this tournament. He just took control of that game. He knew what he was doing. He was far ahead of us, and he controlled it.
He didn't falter.
No.
Again, he basically burnt through all of his resources in that game to just finish the game out.
Yeah.
And he made sure to like check all of his options to ensure that he could lock in the win.
And he played in very quick time as well for what he was doing. He knew what decisions to take. He knew how to make it, and he just knew. It's just from, you can tell that's just from practice, training, and honing your craft really, and learning the deck, learning what your opponent's deck does. Didn't have to question, didn't have to read the cards. He just did it. And
really high quality play.
Fantastic game.
Will we bring him over and ask him about it?
We'll do an interview in a second, and then I think that'll be it for the day. Actually, it's been a really good day. Been great working with you as well.
Yes. It's been really nice.
And we hope you've enjoyed it as well. So thank you very much, and we'll be back in a minute with Zakia for the final interview.
Thanks for
And we are back with Zekia, our winner of the UK Open 3. So first of all, I've got to say, well done, man. Absolutely fantastically played. Really good final to watch. So you came with the Dark Warrior deck.
That's right, yeah.
What made you choose that one?
So, unlike the traditional FTK, this deck can play through like cards like Drawn Lock Bird don't affect it, cards like Infinite you can play around as you saw in game 1. Like, it doesn't lose to what the traditional FTK, and I expected everyone to prepare for the traditional FTK, so I decided I will play a deck that doesn't lose to what the traditional FTK do, and still achieves the same thing as in a lockdown, strong board. That's it.
Okay, and how? I mean, obviously you went undefeated, but how were the rounds? Were there any that gave you any trouble, or was it quite comfortable?
It was mostly comfortable, but like Sky Strikers are like, when they draw very well, I can't do anything about it. And Thunder Dragons, you just got to hope that they don't open amazing and like you can out it.
Okay, no, that's brilliant. And yeah, I mean, we saw you quite consistently from the off going well, and yeah, undefeated is fantastic. 188 players here, 8 rounds. You went top, but you are now our 3rd winner. So what I'm going to do quickly is just present you with, first of all, your trophy.
Thank you.
What's going to take that and have a little look? Now, you also get the Nintendo Switch and also a case of Soul Fusion. And we'll also get the trophy engraved with your name so you can show it off, and it's a nice little memento for you. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure having you, and I hope you've really enjoyed the day. We won't be streaming it tomorrow, but we have the LDS finals. You coming to that as well?
I am.
Good man. So are you gonna make any changes to the deck, or are you gonna?
I feel like people are expecting me to do it. So
yeah.
I might just change the deck completely, just to trip over everyone, but no, I'll make some changes.
Yeah, I've got a feeling you have a target on your back tomorrow. Everyone's going to be the guy that beat you.
That wants to be,
But no, once again, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. You've been very well played, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you have a great evening, wherever you are, and take care. Thank you.